Hey everyone, I want to welcome you to today's little business tip. And I want to talk to you about something that's worked for me that I think every businessman needs or woman needs to be aware of, and that's time management and goals. This is the area where I see it make or break people in the business world, and I put adding fire to the plan. So the three questions that my mentor taught me that I love is, what do I want? Why do I want it? And how am I going to get it? So what I wanted to be able to do was start a business and work for myself, like half of America, if not more than half. Why do I want it? If you do not know your why, you are not going to succeed in business. My why was I wanted to be able to have flexibility in my schedule. I want to be able to pick my son up from school. I want to be able to surf a little bit in the mornings. By all means, I will say that I work sometimes more hours than I did when I was a full-time teacher. And it's a lot more having to stay on top of certain tasks and a lot more stressful at times. So it's not like you get the freedom of being able to wake up and be financially free, but you do have the freedom to be able to go camping in off times of the year, do various trips, take your work with you, set your own hours. And that's great. For me, I wanted to be able to provide for my family, and I work really good for myself. I knew that going into this. How am I going to get it? So I've had to come up with a business plan, and I'm going to show you a few things on here, how I was able to achieve and come up and be able to achieve some of my business goals. So moving on, I'm a really firm believer of the 80-20 rule, and this blew me away when I first heard this. You wear 20% of your clothes 80% of the time. 20% of the highways are traveled on 80% of the time. 80% of my profits come from 20% of my customers. 80% of complaints come from 20% of my customers. 80% of your time will get you 20% of the results. 20% of your time is going to get you 80% of the results. So I had to focus on, what am I focusing on that I could get 80% of the results that's going to be productive in me and my business. I would write down 10 items on your agenda on the business level and focus on 2 of them. Because another thing I see is people are doing a lawn mowing business, and they're doing an internet business, and they're doing a YouTube business, and they're doing a Facebook business. And if you're doing multiple businesses, especially, which 2 or which one actually is bringing you the most profit? And then from there, which can you focus on that one business that's going to bring you more profit? Okay, this was also very huge for me. This was a life changer for me. And I do this still every single day. I write out a calendar. When am I looking at my email? When am I checking my social media? What am I spending my time on? And this is huge, because you'd be amazed if you write down in every little slot here, 8 o'clock a.m. checking email, and you'll be surprised, 8:30 checking email, 9 o'clock checking email. Let me just say something on this. If you are looking at your cell phone right now and talking to me, or listening to me, I should say, you're going to retain at most 50% of what I say. If you're doing a multiple task, meaning you're texting someone and you have to get their response and text someone else, you're going to retain 15 to 20% of what I say. If you are working a full-time business and you're checking your email, you're going on social media, you're doing other distractions in your life, and you're not focused just on your business, you have all these distractions around you, your business is going to be suffering 50 to 85%. It's just right off the bat. So keep that in mind. And then what I was able to do is I continued writing this down. I was able to then focus on certain areas of my life that was like, okay, wow, I have this task that I need to get done, and I'm checking my email, and I'm off. It's taking me 3 times as long as I should. How about if I come up with a daily time to check my email and a daily time? And some people say, oh yeah, well, you might get an important email. You know what? It seldom happens. If I stagger my days, like I check my email first thing in the morning, maybe once in the afternoon, and once before I go, I've never missed an important deadline or event by doing that. Okay, and the last slide I just want to go over is an effective list. Write out an order of importance of things you have to do, and stick to the 6 most important things on your list. Long lists are the death of time management. And I could look around here right now and say, hey, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to clean my office. I got to make phone calls. I got to do some videos. Well, what's going to be the most successful thing for me to do? I'm backed up on making some calls on some overages right now. For me, that's going to bring me some money. That should be at my priority right now. And then everything else should fall underneath that. And that'll take about a good hour of my time. Okay, long lists are the death of time management, as I said. Again, stick to the 6 most important things. Do exercises on this. Write this out. And then another thing I would challenge you is come up with a list and come up with a separate list of what's not that important. Meaning, say you have 15 things to do on the list. You've got to check your email. You've got to do a video. I've got to make some phone calls. I've got to organize my office. It's May 1st. I've got to pay rent. On the office building, I got to do yada, yada, yada. Well, what's the 6 most important things that'll happen? And what are the listings that could wait? Like paying the rent. I could do that as I leave. The owner's suite is just across the parking lot. As I leave, that's nothing. Okay. So that's going to go on a separate list. What's most important? Most important is me bringing in capital. Making those phone calls for me is going to be at the top of my list. Okay. And then it's going to go on from there. So plan your day, email. Okay. Schedule impromptu, miscellaneous meetings, and the most important things done first. Let me explain this, and I'm going to let you guys go here. So email's a given. You check it whatever time works for you. First thing, maybe you get emails later, you check it later. Schedule impromptu means that you are going to have interruptions, especially if you are a manager. Are you going to be a minute-by-minute manager? Or are you going to be someone who really structures your day and your employees know? Meaning, if someone comes in my office and says, can I have a minute? And it's 9 a.m. If I look at that person, I say, yes, can we do 11 o'clock? Thank you. And keep on working. They're going to respect my time so much more. So in my daily time on this calendar, I have at 11 o'clock, I'll have in here to go ahead and have impromptu meetings where someone needs my attention or something. Then people know, okay, I can bother him at this time. Okay. That's huge. Okay. Sorry, I went too far over there. Miscellaneous meetings. So miscellaneous meetings is when you have with your staff a daily meeting time, or it might be weekly, maybe every day at 1 o'clock, where anything on the agenda can be brought to your guys' attention. A little different from an impromptu meeting because a miscellaneous meeting is planned. Okay, so an impromptu meeting is going to be where if someone needs your attention before that, they're going to need something. Now, obviously, something might happen where you're trying to get a hold of somebody and you haven't gotten a hold of them all week, and they get a hold of one of your employees, and you have to be able to give an answer right then. That's an interruption that you're going to have. So when I say schedule impromptu, if you say, oh, make it in 2 hours, that's going to hurt you. But you only get interrupted if and only if it cannot wait. You answer it, and then you get right back on the task that you're doing. I will say that when I stick to the schedule, and I had to do this 21 times to make this into a habit, 21 times. It is one of the most powerful things that I've done in my business. So I just put down the 80-20 rule down one more time. Really be thinking about that. Write out 10 items on your agenda. Focus on the 2 most productive that you can get done. That's going to get you the best results. Hey, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Look forward to hearing any feedback you have on this, and I'll see you next time.